Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. Is Emmanuel Clase Mariano Rivera? Is Trevor Plouffe Tom Brady? And my little Wayne? We're talking ball. We're getting weird. Plouffe in studio. Hawk Tua. By pitch? What do you call that?
Don't shy away from that.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, presented to you by SeatGeek, code Talkin10. I am Jake Storielli. That is Trevor Plouffe. BBD on the 1s, 2s, and 3s. It's a big day. Welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We are heading over to the Javits Center for Fanatics Fest in a minute. Before us on the stage, Dana White. After us on the stage, some people say Little Wayne, Tom Brady, and that's who's following us on stage today.
Pretty crazy.
So we're running hot. If you don't already know, Pedro might be joining us on stage. We'll see. And I'm excited to talk about the ball this week. A lot of players, Trev. I've got
Players?
Tarek Skubal, Triple Crown watch.
Yeah.
Is Class A the best better? Screw you, Mariners. Hunter Green's good. Snell versus
really
Sale.
good. Yeah.
Your guy Yelich with some bad news. How you doing?
Jake, the energy is palpable whenever we get together in a room.
Physical.
It gets a little physical every time we're around each other. That's fine. I think it's going to make for some nice fodder out there on the center stage of Fanatics Fest. I can't wait for that. But yes, we got a lot of ball to talk before we get over there, because that's what we do. We yuck ball all day long. And yes, there were some things happening that I'm not happy about. There were some things that happened that I am happy about. So I can't wait to get into it with you. How are you doing, Big Pop?
I'm good. I've been scuffling the last day and a half or so, just feeling it a little bit. I'm okay.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Am I going to get everyone at Fanatics sick? Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I think it's that time of year.
No, it's not. It's not yet.
How about that start by Valente Beloso for the Marlins? 7-inning shut piece against the Phillies. I don't think we're starting there, but we are starting with the NL or the Interleague because it is Friday. It indeed is Friday.
It indeed
is.
is.
Oh, my God. Speaking of Indeed, don't search, match with Indeed. I like that phrasing. If you're looking to hire, you need Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform. Over 350 million global monthly visitors.
It's a lot.
Wow. According to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. I like that. I like when the computers get involved. Go check out our AI episode. 93% of employers agree Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites, according to a recent Indeed survey. And listeners of this show get $75 sponsored job credit. Okay, we're making money. Get your jobs more visible at Indeed.com/talkin. Just go to Indeed.com/talkin right now. Support our show, saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. There's a link in the description. Click it, receive your $75 sponsored job credit. Okay?
Yes.
I had a joke I was going to make. Can I get that in cash? And then we can turn it in? I don't think that's how it works.
I don't know what
But go check it out at Indeed.com.
Okay.
Oh! Straight to it. How about Trevor Plouffe's two best teams in baseball? That's not where they were on the power rankings. Well, one was. The Dodgers and the Brewers, they end up splitting 4. The Dodgers, they came out and they took the first 2. Gavin Stone with a nice start. They're 3 MVPs back at it. Didn't matter in the final 2 games, though. And Devin Williams takes them down in order in the 9th inning of that 3rd game. There is more on him later. And then your guy, Jack Flaherty, versus your guy, Tobias Myers, excuse me. Jackson Chiriot's just good now, and William Contreras is back to his MVP form. 2 good teams split 4 games. Will we see that in October? The Atlanta Braves, they took on the San Francisco treat of the Giants, Los Gigantes, and the Braves, they take the first 2 in 10, a 1-0 Southpaw Day. Sale for Snell. Oh, pump that into my veins. Charlie Morton, 2,000 career strikeouts. Okay, Chuck. As the Braves win that game in the 10th. Reithel with a perfect 10th inning to get it through. Hey, Logan Webb salvaged the series, obviously. That's just Giants baseball these days. But the Braves, they take 3 of 4. Will that get them back on track? The Padres sweep the Pirates. Oh, no, Pirates, baby. What is we doing? Man, Joe Musgrove is back, 4.1 clean, okay? Michael King, been here, 6-0 earned runs. And then Martin Perez, sneaky deadline ad. Meanwhile, the freight train David Peralta, NL West star, killing it out there in both of these games. Jackson Merrill, is he your NL Rookie of the Year? Weren't you just talking about that?
I was just talking about that.
Eat it, Skeens. Pirates out.
Shoda.
No who's. Don't get us back on the line, Cincinnati
I'm
Reds.
not. We'll
It's
talk
too
about
late.
this, but I'm not.
But they sweep the Cardinals. If you're not the Brewers and you're in the NL Central, you're under 500 because the Reds are hot in the streets. Hunter Green, a sneaky Cy Young candidate with his 7 innings, 1 earned run, and a little puke in the glove. Oops.
Disgusting.
Spencer Steer, 2-homer day. Jonathan Windia, 2-homer day. TJ Friedel, 2-homer day. Reds, don't do this to me. Not now. I'm fragile. We already talked about the Valente Beloso 7 innings clean as the Marlins shut out the Phillies 5-0. Jake Berger homers, because that's all he's been doing since the break. His numbers are going to end up in a silly spot again. Phillies bounce back, 2-game set. Real Muto, Stout, Harper, all with 2 hits. And that Kyle Schwarber, grand salami. Kyle from Waltham. The A's and the Mets, hot Tua. The A's.
Stop it.
They take the bread games. In this one, Paul Blackburn gets knocked around by his former
You know what
mates.
you're doing to me.
David Peterson, 6.1, 0 earned runs. Alonso, 4 for 4 in that game. And then your guy, Vientos, hits 2 homers on Hawk 2 a day, but it's not enough because J.J. Bleday and Shea Langeliers, you're going to hear about him on FUEGO. He's going nut job. A's take 2 out of 3 from the Mets. Oh, D-back sweep. Sorry about you. Kelsey Wingert's rocks come into town. Josh Bell is back to hitting because that's his new trade deadline trick. Eugenio Suarez, God, feel like he could fit good on the Mariners. The Diamondbacks are the hottest team in baseball. Snakes alive. That's what happened in the National League.
Incredible, Pop. Incredible. Stop it. You know I'm away.
Yeah.
You know what this is doing to me.
Every
Stop.
minute you're
Do
away
you
from
want the standings?
Every minute you're away from your sweet Olivia, you just get a little more H. It like builds up in you.
You're not wrong, Pop. Because it's Friday.
Yeah.
And you're disgusting.
Yeah.
You and Hunter Green are disgusting.
Jake Cave, 3 hits.
Okay. Jake Berger, like
Jake
homers.
Berger.
That's what we're doing. We're going to start out west.
Yes.
Because that's where my heart is. Out west. The
Love
Dodgers, 21 games, over 500.
Wow.
They are 71-51. Your Snakes, 2 games back at 69-53. Guess who else is 69-53? Nice. The Padres.
Yeah, man.
Wow. That happened quickly, didn't it?
Silly.
Giants, 500 ball, 10 games back, 62-62. The Rockies, 44-78. We'll go to the Central where, yes, Milwaukee is, Jake, the only team above 500. They're 69-52. They have a 9-game lead over both the Reds and the Cardinals, who are 60-61 apiece. The Cubs, 59-63. Do you remember when the Cubs were like, hey, believe in us, we're going to make a run? No, you're not. You're 59-63. I love you, Ian Happ.
Yeah.
I love you, Ian Happ. He's a stud.
Did you get in that bottle of wine?
I'm bringing it to Dodger Stadium.
Next week?
Yeah,
This
next week. They're
Okay.
59-63. As I mentioned, the Pirates 56-64. That big deadline they had not working out. In the East, Philadelphia 71-50. They have a 7-game lead over the Braves, who are 64-57. The Mets 3 games over 500 at 62-59. And then it's the Nats 55-67, and the Marlins at 45-76. The wild card right now, Jake. No surprise, Arizona and San Diego have the top 2 spots, and Atlanta clinging to a 2-game lead over the Mets. San Francisco, 3.5 out. Cincinnati, 4 games out. Cardinals, 4 games out. Everybody else, I would say, is too far. Once it's past 4, I'm not going to read what you are. And those are the standings in the National League.
Pirates, L10.
L10, going up against the Mariners tonight, who got swept. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But Skeens is on the mound.
Skeens Day. Trev, amazing standings.
Thanks, bro.
I think there's one series. There's 1.5 series of notes. There's a lot of fun player performances. It starts with Dodgers Brewers, though. The two teams that have maintained first place. Well, I guess the Phillies have too. But the Dodgers, they come out. Mookie Betts is back. He's scared of the hotel. They win the first 2 games. And then the Brewers, good on them. They win the next 2, 5-4, 6-4. Fun, got to watch a chunk of this third game. It was on MLB Network.
Okay.
Yanks and White Sox blacked out on Amazon. No comment. And yeah, I've got some Devin Williams stuff for later. Your guy Gavin Lux, I know you talked about him last episode, where he is at this point in the season. Very interesting. And yeah, Mookie just homering on his first game back. And then the Brewers, man, and young Jackson Chourio becomes more and more of a story every day, especially with the Yelich bomb officially dropping that he's going to be out for the season.
Yeah, I think we could start there. Yelich announcing on his social media page, which he's been doing a great job this year. I think he hired somebody to do his social media. Nice job. We're getting a little bit more inside or behind the scenes with Yelich. He's out. Talked about this a little bit on baseball today, but you think about the Brewers, you just think about a resilient team that kind of doesn't matter what happens to them. It's next guy up mentality. And now you got a very, very young outfield out there. Although I think it's a pretty dang good outfield, and they're going to continue to do what they do, Jake. They're going to pitch enough. They're going to score runs in a bunch of different ways. They're going to play defense, and they're going to win baseball games. That's just what the Brewers do.
Right.
You see Mookie's back. He homers. Was that in his first at bat?
Second at bat, I believe. I think he had like a really bad swing in his first at bat.
No, that's right. That's right.
Like,
he had molded cleats on.
Ah.
So he brought moldeds in. Sometimes in the batter's box, the clay is a little too hard. You slip, put his cleats on. That's right. Second at bat. Hits the homer. You're seeing these guys. You lose the first 2 games, and then you salvage a series. You get a 4-game split. I mean, Devin Williams goes through that part of the order, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Yeah, it's just you can never count. My audio went out.
My audio also just went out.
Really?
Hello. Nope, still out. Hello. Oh, there we are. Should we pick it up from somewhere?
Pick it up.
You got that time stamp? Okay. You can never count the Brewers out of anything. Doesn't matter what happens to them. They're going to find ways to win baseball games. And, I think the Yelich news definitely hurts. You kind of expected him back. They're trying to rest it, trying to do all these things. But, I was texting him a little bit. He just said it's going to be for the best in the long run. He's still got a lot of years left on the contract. So you saw I don't know, I'm not going to call it an MVP season, but, the best season we've seen out of Yelich in a couple of years, and you want that guy, and you want to make sure he's healthy. So I think, like you said, in the long run, it's a good thing, and the Brewers will just do what they continue to do, which is next man up.
Man, it'll be interesting to track with the Brewers how much they miss that lefty bat, because sometimes we talk about the Brewers like they are the Rays or one of those teams, and in a way they are the Guardians, but you still need dudes contributing. Jackson Chourio is 1-dotting since the All-Star break.
Yes.
William Contreras is 1-1ing this month. So, and Willy Adames has put together a really nice season. Is he a free agent? We haven't done Willy Adames' future basement because it's going to be a nice one.
I think it's like a dance floor.
Ooh.
Maybe like a bunch of mirrors to get his outfits together. I think he's just got
nice bar, nice mirrors.
Never drinks though.
We're dancing.
He's got a nice bar in case you want. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chourio becoming the 1-dotter guy at 20 years old. Let's see how that continues. And William Contreras, who has the career 800 OPS on his resume, was playing above that. Had a really bad July, I believe. And it now looks like he's back. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see the lefty contribution from them. Because right now, Terang, who obviously got off to that electric start, right now it looks like they're trying to split Chourio and Contreras and Adames with Tyler Black, who I hope the young DH has that in his book. But yeah, I believe in lineup balance, and right now that's probably one of the bigger Brewers questions because kind of whoever they throw out there is going to pitch. / nice to have Devin Williams back.
Nice to have Devin Williams back. Walker Buehler also back.
The Dodgers, Trev, do you see anything here? Walker Buehler back. Didn't exactly look like Walker Buehler yet, but
first 3 hitters, he walked on 17 pitches, only threw 6 strikes. So, was able to kind of navigate through that. Kevin Kiermaier kind of helped him out right there.
Yeah.
It's kind of still crazy to me seeing Kevin Kiermaier.
99.
Good-looking guy. Looks good in any uniform. But you know how I feel about when you put the crispy whites on. Dodger blue.
Yeah, he looks great.
Looks great, yeah. So, look, I think for the Dodgers, they're now, I believe they have 6 guys in the starting rotation. They're going to try to figure something out there. A big question for them is what is Walker Buehler going to bring to the table? Can he, be a guy in the postseason for them? I think if they have Walker Buehler, we're talking about in any semblance of like a former self, I think we're talking about a very, very scary pitching staff.
Clayton Kershaw, 5.21 earned run.
Yes. We know Clayton's going to be good in the regular season. Go just look at his page, bro.
Okay.
This guy he's our lefty of our generation. That's what he is. I'm sorry. But you like to bring up.
I'm a Steve Carlton man. I'm sorry.
As you like to bring
up.
I'm a Steve
Carlton guy.
We know about the, October stuff. I'm still very, very high on the Dodgers, who we did rank number 1 on our power list because power is power.
Fun one out there. One of the box scores had, I think, Daniel Hudson lost and Brian Hudson won. So I like that.
Okay.
I added this to a series that had some fun implications because I was drinking some Giants Kool-Aid. The Braves trying to right the ship. And in a way they do. I mean, they take 3 out of 4 games, which you'll take that in any 4-gamer. Grant Holmes gives them a nice outing. Chris Sale is cruising to the Cy Young.
Incredible.
Which is just bonkers. Although there's a couple guys, Hunter Green, a couple guys throwing their hat in the mix. Michael Harris comes back, hits a grand slam in his first at bat.
That was awesome.
That feels significant.
Into McCovey Cove.
Oh,
we got to do that one day.
We are going to do that one day.
We are going to do that one day.
That's one of our Venn diagram overlaps is McCovey Cove.
Kayak, I want to
bottle
have
of wine maybe
and a grill. I've seen guys grill on the side of a kayak. Gotta do that. I don't even care if we get a ball. Who cares? I'll just throw a ball up. How fun would that be, dude? Okay,
throw a ball in.
Here's what I have.
No. Okay. I feel like they don't like that.
This is great. Okay, we're gonna be out there, right? We're gonna have a speaker, and then all of a sudden we're gonna play big crowd noise on it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna throw a ball up right before the crowd noise, and all of a sudden the ball's gonna splash in McCovey Cove, and it's just gonna be us messing with people.
You want to fake out the cove?
Yeah!
Dude, I think that gets us banned for life.
Does it?
Bro. I don't know the rules of McCovey Cove.
That'd be so fun.
I do know what they like. They like Logan Webb. It's a hilarious box score in hindsight that the one game they win is Logan Webb 7.2, 0 earned runs. Casey Schmidt and Grant McCray.
Yes.
Both homer.
What's up?
The Giants AI player generator kicking in strong this year. I don't know. I had a moment when we did our power rankings, seeing the Braves at 12, and it's just like, this will be a mistake. And maybe this is the start, man, because Matt Olson has a 2-hit and a homer game. Sean Murphy, Austin Riley, and Michael Harris all homer in that third game.
There we are.
I'm kind of out on the kayak. If we could get just like a nice little schooner or something out
What
there.
is that? I don't think you can.
I've seen boats out there.
Let's just get a yacht, just post up right there. Pretty sick.
It's a little more our speed.
You're buying.
I know how close we get in.
So you bought in on the Giants.
Yes and no. If they were in the Central, I would.
People were just talking. We got the best pitching staff in baseball and all this. And then when you really look, they were 49-55. They sweep the Rockies. Awesome.
Sure.
They split a series with Oakland. They win a series against Cincinnati, who, you can believe in Cincinnati if you want. They win a series 3 or 4 against Washington. They sweep they sweep 2 or 3 against Detroit. It's like that's a soft spot of the schedule, right? There. Okay. Then Atlanta comes in and punches you in the mouth.
But they didn't. I think that's
they did punch you in the mouth. 3 or 4 is punching him in the mouth.
Right, but it didn't have to be. Blake Snell's throwing a no-hitter. And you lose that game 1-0 in the 10th.
Does that even hurt?
And that's the first game of the series. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. That, like, I don't know. This could have been different.
This could have been a different ball. You're totally right. This could have been 3 or 4 for the Giants.
If the Giants do that,
but it didn't.
We're probably opening up with some NL West H-ness. Instead, it's like, are the Braves back on track? They got one of the best center fielders in baseball back. They need Olsen, Murphy, and Riley to go, and they're showing signs.
Power's power.
And they have that. Ozuna breaks up the no-hitter in the 7th, and then...
Let me ask you this. So there's the first 2 games. There's the Bob Melvin stuff. Braves take the lead at the top half of the 10th inning.
Yeah.
First game, Melvin elects not to bunt the runner over to play for the tie. They lose that one. Next time he does bunt him over. They still lose that game. There's a lot of questions about like having a set strategy. Basically, his quote was, well, I'll get to his quote.
His quote.
It's hard to play for a tie, especially the way our situational bats have gone. Ooh. Zinger. I think there's no real philosophy other than kind of see how things are going, but we have some trouble with those men at third base in less than 2-out situations, so we're going to try and take 3 shots at it. I am not a fan of bunting for the tie in those situations. I think you got to play for the win. That's just how I am. I think that's different than football. You want to play for the tie? I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I'm not a fan of bunting bottom half of the inning to prolong the game. I think you got, like he's saying, take 3 shots at it. The part of the quote, though, that's telling is, that he's kind of calling the offense out.
Well, dude, it's also, there shouldn't be a book. Like, know the situation. Who's up? Do you have a lefty?
I think that's what he's saying.
Do you have a lefty pull hitter? Because honestly, that's probably a much better situation than trying to bunt. Because, how many guys in a lineup know how to bunt these days?
Did you? Yeah, seriously. Did you just go and say, put some feel into baseball?
I want to feel the baseball.
I don't know, Coach.
Yes. Read the situation. Who's on the mound? Who's hitting?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Like, that's what it is.
But I still don't care. In that situation, I just don't think the bunt's the right play. I don't. That's desperate ball, in my opinion.
It's desperate ball. I mean, dude, who's on the mound? Like, we haven't talked about that yet.
Who cares?
Like, I care.
The harder it is to hit, the harder it is to bunt, Pop.
Sure, but there's some different correlations there.
Okay.
I don't know. Tough. With those first games and losing the last one of the series, the Giants lost 4 in a row at one point there. And we're just at the point of the season where you can't be doing that if you're where they're positioned to come back. Trev, I think throughout the rest of the NL, it's either sweeps or kind of meh. The Padres swept the Pirates, which we mentioned, the L10.
I like this for the Padres, though. It's showing they can win in different ways. Musgrove taking the ball, that's great for them. 4 1/3, 2 hits, so like only 1 K, but doesn't matter. Like getting him back in the rotation is such a plus for them. Yeah. And then Michael King.
Welcome.
We talked about him on the Wednesday episode. Welcome. He's filthy.
Nice guy.
Filthy. And then Martin Perez. I don't know if you've seen what he's done since going over to the Padres. Yeah. I think he's got a 1.9 or something like that. So, okay, Padres, that's what we're doing now. But you win some 1-run games, you win a tight game, then you open the offense up against Mitch Keller there in that last one. I think, look, man, I don't remember exactly all my takes on the Padres throughout the year. I do know that I believed in their roster coming into the season 100%. You make the trade for Dylan Cease. You have all those guys in the lineup. You should be a good baseball team. Yeah. It shouldn't be a surprise that we're talking about you as one of the better teams in baseball right now. Like, that's what the Padres should have always been. But they had such an up and down year. Just as soon as they got hot, they got cold. And especially when you're getting these performances by Jackson Merrill and Jurickson Profar, I mean, those are the telltale signs that you're going to be a playoff team, which they are now, 4 games up. I'm very, very happy that the Padres are where they're at. I will be there for the Twins series, so Padres fans, come say what's up. I got to wear a sport coat the first 2 nights.
Wow.
And then, not only that, I'll be back with my youth team, the SoCal Padres. Don't tell them we're bringing them all on the field for batting practice. Yeah, so Tyler Wade, be nice.
Little reveal. He will be. And Tatis not back. I know we've said that a lot, but David Peralta balling out.
The freight train.
My guy.
Plus, they all went to some charity event, and they're all dressed up. I saw that on Instagram.
That was some good team bonding.
Yeah, I love
Tyler
that.
Wade in the 3-piece suit.
Him and Tatis, like, running together.
Yeah.
What's up with that, bro? That's like me and you in our prime. Who's who?
Luis Ariz, Tyler Wade. Luis Ariz with a couple more 2-hit days. Like, he'd slowed, the Luis Ariz debate of how much does he need to hit to be what he is.
Question.
Back to it. Answer.
If you're the Pirates.
Yeah.
If you're Paul Skeens. You shut it down? I think that's like a legitimate question. I'm not messing around. I'm
a lot closer to shutting it down than anything else.
Well, they're out.
They lost 10.
They're out. Coach, they're out. So what is the point now?
Right.
Do you just consider this, hey, we're building him up for next year? We want some run on his arm so we can say next year that he can go 200?
Yeah. I mean, that's what
They have to be considering shutting him down.
So this year, his most innings in college was 122, and that was 2023.
Okay.
And then he pitched, 6.2 innings after that. So let's call that $130. 27 innings in the minors this year, 92. Quick math, that says like 112?
119.
Okay.
Did I do that right?
I think that's right.
Get him to 140? Get him to 150?
So shut him down in
September. The guy's a horse.
They have to be having those internal discussions. Maybe that's already out. I don't know.
It's over. But then, that gets tricked. Because then are they shutting down any other young players? I know our guy JJ was out for a little bit, has been out.
Yeah, I think you just...
Mitch Keller's built up.
Mitch Keller's built up. Bring some dudes up from the minor leagues.
Your guy Luis L. Ortiz?
I like that guy.
I know you do.
He's my Matt Vierling of pitchers, I think.
Reds, don't do this to us. I think the only other thing that I think is truly important as the Mets, they dropped 2 out of 3 as well. The Snakes, it's crazy that there's another boring snake sweep, but every number that comes out with them now is more ridiculous. 17-3 in their last 20, something like that. Like they're just an absolute wagon.
Would you say Eugenio Suarez would be good on the Mariners? Didn't he used to play for them?
I thought, it feels like.
Are they still? I can't talk about the Mariners. Right? Look, Diamondbacks, you're freaking awesome. You're playing out of your mind right now, and I love it. It's great. You dealt with injuries at the beginning of the year. You dealt with some underperformances. You made moves at the deadline. You're back. One of my telltale signs of blood in the water is when you lose the World Series and you have everyone back. Like you are out for blood. You can taste it. It tastes good. It tastes good.
Know what I like for the Diamondbacks, and we've said this a couple times. Number 1 in runs.
That's points on the board. Are points on the board. Are we skipping completely over the Reds sweeping the Cardinals and getting back into the race?
I'll let you talk about it because I'm not ready to get hurt by them anymore.
My philosophy, Coach, is if you're under 500, I can't really give you that much love. Both these teams with the exact same record, 60 and 61, I believe. I just read the stat, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're getting hot. They're hitting a bunch of homers. This has really helped them out. Jonathan India gets to the 2-homer day. He was like 0 for 23 before that, so get him going. The pitching's been great. Hunter Green's got a splitter now that's been dominating. That's why he's where he's at. I'm not in on it. I'm not in on the Cardinals or the Reds. Yeah. Just not. So I think for the Reds, if you're the Reds fans, like we can't believe that we're doing all this. You win another series here, get above 500. I can't right now.
Here I think my last call on the Reds will be Sunday, August 25th. They play Kansas City for 3, your Royals.
Yes.
And then it's Toronto and Pittsburgh. So if they could do like hey, let's get 2 against Kansas City, that Toronto-Pittsburgh 7 games, if you get like 6 of those, again, we're starting to talk big numbers, but that's where they've put themselves. But again, oddly enough, for the Reds this year, the offense has been a bigger problem. Their bullpen has some good numbers, 4th in ERA. The performance they've gotten from Hunter Green this year, Nick Martinez has been lights out lately. That, hey, if they could get to that like 5-game up spot with a month to go, you can daydream the wild card where they're 4 games out. Maybe you could daydream the division. With all of that,
the division?
They have a 5% chance to make the playoffs. So we already may have spent too much time.
13 of their past 21 games they've won, and they've hit 35 homers. That's a recipe for winning.
Spencer Steer.
It's some more homers.
That was the National League. The American League is brought to you by T-Mobile. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. The AL Recap is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. Trev just told you he's road dogging it right now. He's road dogging it coming up.
You need the network, coach.
You need the network.
Yeah.
And with T-Mobile, the best 5G coverage in the game.
Oh, thanks, T-Mobile, for my network.
Hey, Lil Wayne. Yeah, it's me, Jake.
We've met.
Whether you're listening to podcasts, following the play-by-play, it's all better with T-Mobile. So this summer, or I'll even say past summer, follow your team on the go. You need T-Mobile. Check it out, T-Mobile.com/coverage. It's a good way to check. Stay connected to your team, home or away. There is a link in the description. It's Friday, so that means the American League with the Astros. Oh, God. They sweep the Tampa Bay Rays. Framber, go check out his last 8 starts. 5.21 earned run. Yusei Kikuchi, go check out what he's done with Houston since the deadline. And then they take the final game in extras to sweep your best team in baseball since May 1st, the Houston Astros. It's the middle of August. They are full here. They don't have Kyle Tucker yet.
Full roar?
Rays called up Junior Caminero. That's a name you might have to learn very soon. You might hear a lot about this Astros bullpen coming up. A big part of their success. Not just Josh Hader, who hasn't blown a save since April 2nd against the Jays.
Doesn't like pitching in tied games, though.
Know what people in Kansas City don't like? Seeing the vaunted Minnesota Twins. In the Bobby Witt era.
Yeah, they don't like that.
They have struggled with the Twins, who take 2 out of 3. They win the first 2 games. Royce Lewis on a Judgian home run pace.
He's a stud.
Just keep him out
Have
there.
you seen the outfits? Please,
I have.
Beavers, get some outfits up for me.
Kyle Farmer with the pinch hit home run on Zebby Matthews Day, your high-flying pitcher. Cole Ragans and the fellas get one on the final day. Paul DeYoung, 20 homers.
Cole Ragans.
Bobby Witt Jr. Man, in the Bobby Witt era, they have really struggled with the Twins. They can't take them down. 0-6-1 in their last 7 series. How do you like that?
I like it.
The Red Sox, they take 2 out of 3 from the Texas Rangers, including in extra innings. There's Rob Refsnyder with the walk-off. And then they put up a crooked number the second game. Connor Wong, Rafael Devers, and they're about to get the sweep. Instead, they get what they're calling their worst loss of the season. They lose 9-7 in 10th, down to the last batter. Adolis Garcia 2-homer game. Wyatt Langford into the monster. A sweep, a win, turns into a loss. Bad times, good on the Rangers. Jonah Heim, give him some time. No, that's the other. He's out. The Guardians sweep the Cubs. Good team, bad team. Sorry, Chicago. 9-8 in that first game. Sing and rejoice, Noel. 2-homer game for John Kensey. Haven't seen us in the same room. They get that one done, and then they do them in Guardian style the next day. There's Matthew Boyd, 5.11 earned run. And give it to Class A, who closed out 4 straight games for them.
Unreal.
4 days.
Unreal.
Mariano Part 2, people are saying. The Seattle Mariners. Oh, no. What is you doing, baby? They get swept by the Tigres. 10th in the 10th inning in Game 2. George Kirby got rocked around the park. You don't see that a lot. They take it. Akil Baddoo with the pinch hit walk. Haven't heard his name in a while. Doing that thing, Baddoo. And then Javi Baez off of Munoz. Munoz haven't given up a hit this decade or something. Baez hadn't hit a ball this decade.
Yeah.
And that's baseball, Susan. Oh, no, Mariners. Yankees take 2 out of 3 from the White Sox. They lost the first game, the White Sox biggest win of the year. It's panic of all panic in Yankee land. Luckily, Nestor 7 shut-piece. Juan Soto 4 at-bats with a homer. Pretty big. Oh, and Aaron Judge hit his 300th. Fastest player to ever get to that mark. Like that a lot. That Nats-Orioles 2-gamer everyone is talking about. Nats won the first, Orioles won the second. Dean Kremer, 6 innings, 1 earned run. Andres Chaparro, Yankees minor leaguer, took K-Mac's job, if you know him from our warehouse games. Gets called up, 3 doubles. You don't see that a lot. And then that Blue Jays Halo series everyone's talking about. The Blue Jays sweep them. Bowden Francis with the big start. Are they back? No. That's what happened in the American League. Trev, tell me you got the standings.
I have the standings. And do you want them? And because it is Friday, my heart is out west. I'm going to do that again. 65-55 for the Houston Astros. They are 3 games above the Seattle Mariners. Beavers, check if that's the largest lead they've had this year. I think it is.
Confirmed, yes.
63-59 for those Mariners. The Rangers, who should have sold Nathan Eovaldi to my Twins, are 10 games under 500 at 56-66. The Angels, 52-69. And the Oakland Athletics, 52-70. So kind of a race there for the bottom of the AL West.
That'd be a nice little feather in Mark Kotze's hat.
What's Ron Washington do? Did you see Mark Kotze was taking live ABs off Mason Miller? Did you see that?
I did not see that.
This was like a couple weeks ago.
Love that.
And he fouled a few off, and his swing looked pure. Anyways, in the Central, those Guardians, they just win baseball games. It helps when you have Emmanuel Clase, but they do a lot of things well. 72-49 for them. I believe it's the best record in baseball, and it is. The Twins, 4 games back at 68-53. The Royals, 6 games back at 66-55. And then there's the Tigers, 59-63. And the White Sox have won 29 games all year. There it is, Jake.
Okay.
Watch this. Watch the hack, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's a nice swing. Chris Rose likes to tell the story about him at Cal State Fullerton and how Mark Kotze used to come in and save games as well. I'm a big Kotze fan. I'm just saying that right now. White Sox 29-93, coach.
Not good.
And then out east, your east.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now. Okay. Baltimore and the Yankees tied atop the division 72-50 apiece. Boston 8 games back of the division, 63-57. Then you have the Rays, and is it time to say bye-bye to the Rays? Are we not going to hit our double lock? They're 59-61, 2 games under 500. And then it's the Blue Jays, 57-64. In the wild card, it's either New York or Baltimore at the top for that 1 seed. And then it's my Twins at the 2 seed, and the Royals holding down the 3 seed there with Boston the closest at 2.5 games back of that 3rd wild card spot. Seattle falling 3.5 games back of the wild card spot. Reminder, they're 3 games back of the division as well. Tampa Bay, now you don't get a mention. And those are the standings in the American League, Jake.
Under 5 Bills. You did great. This is an American League team. We kind of skipped a little bit. Did you see the whole Joey Estes kind of showed up as third baseman a little bit?
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
I wanted to know, so I was watching that live.
I would fight him, I think.
Because I'm that guy.
Yeah. Not fight him, but
but genuinely,
like I confront him.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know their relationship.
Right.
But if that was me at third base and my pitcher showed me up, and you're like, also, no offense, but like, how much dirt on your spikes do you have?
Right.
It'd be a problem.
And that ball was like laced.
It'd be a problem. That's exactly what I would say to him. Like, you look silly in your uniform, and that ball was absolutely smushed.
Ooh.
What was the exit velo on that? Can we get it?
Beebs is on it. Ron Darling was great on the broadcast. Your guy, Ron Darling.
Me and Ron are similar.
And yeah, I was just curious because we had Kotze had, he's got a lot of young guys that we've had some good Mark Kotze managing the youth this year.
Yeah.
He had a couple good lines. He's like, we don't do that here and that stuff. Is that manager's responsibility to like go talk to the pitcher? Is that depends on how your clubhouse is just laid out?
Yeah, exactly.
Like they don't have veterans, right?
Yeah, I think in Kotze's in that clubhouse, he probably has to go do it, in a different clubhouse. It depends. The veteran pitcher might go up. But I really do believe if I was a third baseman, I would say, look, I wouldn't be – I was just a little hot right there. I don't think I would come guns a-blazing, but I would be upset.
Yeah.
Like, am I supposed to – like, do position players go like this? Like, if you walk somebody?
Right.
They don't.
Come on, man. Throw a strike, dude.
Yeah, so I didn't like that at all.
Okay.
To answer your question.
Okay.
Exit velo on that ball, 99.7.
Okay. Expected batting average?
Oh, I just lost it.
Nope. Coming back.
Expected batting average, 600.
Okay. So there you go.
Come on.
Let's clean it up a little bit.
That's tough.
Sheesh.
Can you taste the Houston Astros for a little bit? Because on our power rankings, I fought to have them just a little higher. Reminder, Astros fans.
What do we put them at? 7?
I think they landed around 6, 7, maybe 7.
It's
and then everyone was hitting us with numbies, Trev.
Dude, they're ridiculous. Like, first of
Since
all,
May
everyone
8th.
relax on our power rankings, dude. Like, what?
Since May 8th, they have the highest OPS and the best ERA.
Yeah, look, they are the Houston Astros, and I mean, from the get-go, what did we say? Right. Like, they're going to be back in the AL West race. We knew it was not going to be a runaway for Seattle. We knew that Texas didn't really ever get out the gates. And here they are. And here they freaking are. And yes, power is power. So maybe we should have ranked them a little bit higher. Especially if, is Kyle Tucker going to be back at all?
Yeah. I mean, they've had some sketchy quotes. But
yeah, he hasn't begin baseball activities in
August ain't happening, but
they're ridiculous, dude. They are ridiculous. Framber's been incredible.
7-0, 2.68 ERA in his last 9. Bong.
Ronel Blanco, people forget, threw a no-hitter. Like, this guy is a find.
Yusei Kikuchi, 2-0 with a 2.7 ERA in his, was that 3 Houston starts.
Is the story they made
Josh
in the
Hader,
offseason
undefeated.
Yeah. Is the story that they made in the offseason Ronel stretched out, or is that in spring training? And Dana Brown was like, hey, you're going to be a starter?
I'd have to double check that one.
I believe I remember reading that. Great on you. Great call there. And then the Yusei Kikuchi trade has been phenomenal. And what's up with that?
Alex Bregman balling out. I believe they're on a 9-game W. Or did that end? Let's see. 8-game win streak.
8-game winner. Yeah, they're incredible, dude. And again, I think that we talk about who do you want to face in the playoffs. The answer to that is not the Astros.
Not the Astros.
Not the Astros.
Bro, I don't think people have been ready to have the conversation. They're back to being the AL favorites.
Wow. I mean, like, what? How can you?
Chris Rose doesn't believe in his Guardians. The Yankees, I hate this, but they're closer to like the Dallas Cowboys currently than the old Yankees. The Orioles, they haven't. This core hasn't.
Take that back.
Dude, they haven't been to the World Series in 15 years,
That's
Trevor.
That's true. I mean, I like that you said that.
I know you do. I don't like that I said
That's actually a good comparison.
The Celtics were my comparison. They just won the championship. So if the Yankees want to do that, I would love that. Baby Birds haven't done it yet. They're on a timeline.
This team has so been there, done that. And
dude, when that October 1st bracket pops up,
gosh, dude.
In Houston, who would Houston host? The first wild card team at this point?
Yes.
So that would be the Yankees or the Orioles? The Yankees going to Houston for 3? No, sounds good. Sounds good.
Oh my God, it has to happen.
Oh, there's Altuve.
Boom.
Crawford box.
First fucking
Oh,
pitch.
Jordan. Okay. That one hasn't come down. Oh,
Alex
Bregman.
Bregman.
Down the line.
Oh, sorry.
Hit the pole. So, yeah, man, I think
Kyle Tucker back for his first game.
diving catch. Yeah, man, I just think we're talking more Houston later.
Yeah, we are. Don't spoil it.
I think they need to start being spoken about as Houston again. Like, there was a chance that Seattle had this thing going and they were going to... No,
their offense has been so bad. Tampa Bay Rays.
And the Rays are dead.
Are we lying them to sleep?
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Taj Bradley, who was hot, he is now cold.
It seems that way. Like, I normally would just never say that about the Rays, but it seems that way.
I mean, dude, they traded away half a roster at the deadline, and they're kind of playing for last year. I do hope they still get to that 85 win somehow. Hot September, let the kids play. Kevin Kiermaier's throwing people out for the Dodgers these days.
He is. He hasn't played for the Rays in a long time.
Man. He looks really good. Talk about your Twins a little bit. Royals have twinsitis.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to go ahead and get the series win against a team right behind you. So my thing with the Twins is I think the offense is going to be a good offense. I don't know if it's a great offense. Bring Carlos Correa back to it, and you could talk about, pretty well above average offense, I think.
Okay.
If you have Royce, if you have Buck, who I think he just went on the 10-day IL, but it shouldn't be too bad. If you have all the guys healthy, I like the offense. The pitching stuff scares me. I think the bullpen is good. A lot of young guys in the staff. Talk about Zebby Matthews. He made his debut. He started the year in A-ball.
Right.
And here he is. A lot of pressure on that guy, not to mention Simeon's Woods Richardson, who doesn't seem like he feels pressure, but that's obviously going to be there. And then David Festa. These guys have the stuff, Jake, but they're rookies.
Zebby Matthews, bro.
Joe Ryan went for a second opinion.
Oh.
I have the results, cannot share them. Bailey Ober has been incredible. I think he's got 10 straight quality starts. So, they're, I'd feel confident in him and Pablo in the playoff series, but I don't know, man. I love the Twins. I want them to do well. It's going to take a lot for them.
There were some NL people saying that, hey, this NL wild card that looked like it was going to be bad now looks like it's going to be, or looked like it was going to be awesome for a little bit. Now people are worried with the Diamondbacks and Padres as the two hottest teams in baseball.
They're not going anywhere.
The Braves being just the Braves. I think everyone would be stunned if the Atlanta Braves don't make the dance. That they're like the NL wild card could be cooked like Mets, Giants, Reds. The American League, if the Red Sox had won that last game, they'd be 1.5 back of the Royals right now. But man, I guess I had the Twins and the Royals in a similar boat, and maybe that's lazy Jake, AL Central, whatevers. Dude, the Twins, having dominated them for 2 years, that means something to me.
It's a better offense. I think that's what it comes down to. Beebs, did you find any of the Royce Lewis picks?
I was trying to find any kind of I searched Royce Lewis, searched Twins rivals, Twins
what
outfits.
About an MLB fits? Did you go on that?
That's where you're gonna find
They
it.
are.
There's gonna be a lot of fits there.
That's a Royce Lewis fan page these days.
Do you know what Adley Rutschman wore to the All-Star game, which was very controversial?
For some.
I think he needed to own it a little bit more. I think he was a little nervous in it. Royce wears stuff like that on the regular, just to show up to the ballpark.
Royce, if I didn't know your minor league rule of people had to tell him to stop saying thank you so much because he was being too polite, you'd see his fits and you'd be like, no, it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite memes in meme history. Oh, here's a good segment.
Okay.
It's Gordon Hayward, his rookie year.
Sure.
I'll have her home by 10. And then it's Gordon Hayward when he gets his look dialed up, and it says, she calls me daddy too now. Royce Lewis's outfits are, she calls me daddy too.
He
no undershirt vest.
It's something else, man. I hope Beavers can find some stuff.
Okay, we got the meme. And it deserves to be said, Royce Lewis has 15 homers in 40 games.
He's a psycho, man.
15 homers in 43 games.
We like it. We like it.
Have him healthy in the playoffs.
Who are the Royals playing coming up? I know it's a
Royals. They're playing my Reds.
That's right. That's right. Ellie versus Bobby Witt.
That's some central.
Fun.
That's some central ball. Let me see who else Kansas City has coming up. Kansas City has the Angels, okay, and then the Phillies.
Okay.
Hey, man. Royals arguably have a top 10 offense, and their starting pitching numbers are like top 5. So it hasn't been fluky. I know their lineup has some depth missing. They could use some more bullpen performances.
They could
Erceg closing games for them. That's pretty wild, but also a fun story. So let's see. What needs to be discussed? I would do this one quick. Guardians sweep the Cubs. I think
the Royals have the 28th whip for their bullpen, so this
it's got to be better.
Third worst.
Erceg.
What about the Red Sox? I don't skip the Red Sox.
I was going to hop back to that because I just want to do the Guardians quick.
Okay, Guardians.
What do you say at this point? Cubs, it's the same story. Guardians, it's the same story.
1-run wins. The Guardians can do that when you have a guy like Clase at the end, man. Like they have a strategy. Say what you want about that roster and whatever it is. They play great defense up the middle. Their bullpen is absolutely lights out. And again, you have a closer willing to go 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
That's insane. And the reason he can do it, Jake, he's not a strikeout guy. I believe in like 3 of the saves, it was 10 pitches. Ridiculous. Yes. So it's a massive reason why. And yeah, the Cubs, man, RIP.
RIP, I just killed the Cubs.
So let's just speak on the Cubs.
Okay.
Last year, they were on the outside looking in the playoffs. They sneak in. I think they were on the outside looking in.
They were out.
Yeah. Their big offseason acquisition was bringing back Cody Bellinger.
And Shota, to be fair.
I forgot about Shota.
I was skeptical of.
Forgot about Shota. Yeah. Offensively, I meant. Shota's been great. He was my preseason NL Rookie of the Year. That's looking pretty good right now. We'll see. They shut Skeens down. Could be Shota's to lose. Him and Jackson Merrill. Jackson Barrel.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, I guess, what we were expecting out of the Cubs.
It's going to be, there's Royce.
Oh, we got some more. That is a tame look.
That's
a
tame
BBD's
closet.
I literally own those shoes.
I think you have those shoes.
Yeah, they're the Fruity Pebbles.
There was
dunks.
one the other day when he was wearing an all-white suit thing.
Yeah, I finally just went to his Instagram, which could have been an early look.
Go to that play right there. That's
really
I would love to.
I really want that shirt, actually.
I would have to think about this. And this is, obviously the Yankees because I'm a Yankees fan and my Snakes. I would love to sit in some Cubs front office meetings because I think they're punching air so hard. I think they love their lineup.
You ever try to punch air?
I think, I've punched air. Freaking kidding me? I think they love their lineup. I think they love their pitching and they just don't know what's happening. Where the answer is the hitting, dude. Their bullpen and starting pitching numbers are there.
I guess. Wait,
but
I totally messed all that up.
Around the horn, they love every position. Maybe minus catcher right now. No offense. Well, no, Miguel Amaya's like a solid young player. I don't know. I think the Cubs are very confused why they're not the Brewers. And maybe it's defense, maybe it's athleticism. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm burying you.
They're buried.
And dude, the Guardians, I cannot wait for some Guardians playoff baseball. Like, is their rotation gonna be? Are Cobb and Matt Boyd gonna be in it?
I think we're gonna be looking at Tanner Bybee. I think we're gonna look at Ben Lively and Gavin Williams, and then Cobb. Yeah, I think that's kind of the.
I'm excited to see.
And then it's like, hey guys, just please get us 1.5 times through the order. That's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah. And hey, I think it was the final game of that series. Or no, the middle game. So they win the first game, 9-8. Back and forth action. In that second game, they go up 2-1 in the fourth, and that's like that old Royals ticking time bomb effect. Like, hey, if you're down going into the fifth, there's a chance it's Jover.
A reminder, they lost 7 in a row coming into this
Yeah.
into this series, and they get the sweep. And it's like, okay, who cares?
Cubs were up 3-0 in that first game. All right, what do you want to say about the Red Sox? Because this is tricky for me. Cutter Crawford has like a no-no going, and then he lands at 5.14. They still win that game, and they win the first one in extras.
They're a confusing team to me.
Yes, I think they're confused a little bit too.
A lot of the times you look at, what they can put out there. I know like the pitching staff hasn't been what it was early on in the year, but don't you give it a little bit of credence to like find themselves at some point this season? The offense has been good. Like
the bullpen's been getting
bullpen's
killed.
been very, very
Crushed.
bad, but you almost like that's fluid too. Like, can they find it?
Right.
I just every time you want to be like, okay, here come the Red Sox, something happens. It was kind of what was going on with the Padres at the beginning of the year, and then the Padres all of a sudden just clicked and everything's working together. Maybe that happens for the Red Sox in September. They're close enough to make a run at this thing. Rich Hill, minor league contract. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I think Tristan Casas is back tonight.
Wow.
Like, certain things can spark your team. I don't know. I don't think anybody's riding off the Red Sox just yet.
No. They're
especially like the team in front of them is the Kansas City Royals,
right.
The Minnesota Twins. I just talked about their flaws. Like,
and some fun stuff in this series. I mean, the Rob Ref walk-off. We've got Andrew Chafin has had some real tough outings lately, like tough to watch. Couldn't throw a strike. We've got our guy Bochy got ejected. Well, they're coming back in that one. Adolis with a 2-homer game, who he's been having a brutal season.
The last game was you mentioned it was real tough for the Red Sox to lose that game.
I believe in momentum, and I want to see what happens next because these games haven't happened yet, but the Red Sox lost their next game they've now lost to when they could have been on a win streak. And like, I believe in happy flights. I believe in pink. I believe in us. You
and me together.
Yanks are the best. Orioles 2 games. All right. Can I tell you about Arena Club, Trev?
Please.
We might be seeing them today. I'll be interested to see. Arena Club in the card collecting game. The idea of spending $2,000 isn't in the cards unless you're maybe Longo, Trev. That's
just Longo.
That's that couch. Just Longo. But that's a lot of money to drop. That's, we're starting to get into rent range for a lot of people around the John Boy Media office. Now it's possible to score gem mitts for a fraction of the price of their retail price with Arena Club Slab Pack Drop. We pulled a numbered 20 Luis Arraez from the pack they sent us. Sorry. He's hitting more ever since we did that. Arena Club. The grading process is accurate, fast, and transparent with full grade rationale provided and an explanation of how your card was scored. So whether you're buying, selling, trading, or displaying, Arena Club is the card collecting platform you have to check out today. And right now, get 10% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/talkin. That's arenaclub.com/talkin, 10% off your first purchase. Standout performances. Who stood out, Trev?
I am going with my guy out there in Washington. Still a fun team to watch. They have some players out there. And this guy is a player. James Wood. On Tuesday went 4 for 5 with a double, a run driven in, and 3 runs. The reason I wanted to highlight him, in August, he's been really good. He's been really, really good. And this is a guy that's, he's finding himself at the big league level, Jake. 13 games.
Found himself.
Yeah, exactly. 13 games, 48 at bats, 16 hits, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers, 11 runs driven in. The slash line is almost 346, 333 batting average, 407 on base, 583 slug for the 991. He seems to be the real deal. It's just like whenever I see someone like of his stature, it's always, your eyes are drawn to him, and he's finding his way. I think good times are coming in Washington. I don't know if it's going to be next year per se, but it's close. They got some dogs there. I wanted to highlight James Wood.
Listed 6'7", 234.
Yeah.
Looks it. I'm interested to see. It looks like he faced a little bit of adversity for a stretch there. It looked like he had maybe like an 0 for 20 offer at one point that the numbers leaked down into the bad spot. Since then, he's been killing it.
Yeah.
And that's always one of my favorite things to watch for the young players. Is like, when does it happen? When do you get punched by the game? Because literally everyone does. And I'm sure he'll get punched again. But Nats 25, man. Dylan Cruz is coming.
July, it was a 333 on base percentage. In August, it's a 333 batting average. So, he's making adjustments, man.
James, I thought you were going Andres Chaparro. Chappie.
I like that.
3 doubles in the debut.
I can't believe you mentioned K-Mac's name on this show.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because, ball players love ball players.
Yeah.
And so K-Mac was a Yankees minor leaguer, and he was like, dude, Zeke Duran's a guy. He's going to be an all-star. So he came up his rookie year, and we were like, shit, he might be right. Second year slowed down a little bit. He told us Chaparro was like a guy, and we're like, he kind of seems like one of those guys that, like, maybe he gets the call. And then his first game, he hits 3 doubles. So I don't know. That was our scouting report. I could have went Shea Langeliers. He's been balling.
He didn't know he could have hit for the cycle possibly. Didn't know he was on cycle watch.
That's okay. That means he's playing ball.
He pulled up into second base and said, he looked at the dugout and they were freaking out. And then he realized, oh.
That means he's a ball player,
I guess.
I don't need that cycle.
I guess.
Adolis 2 homers. Kerry Carpenter's back in hitting homers.
How was Jesus as a carpenter? We don't know.
We have no idea.
We don't know.
I decided to go the other way because I do think we haven't discussed him enough. Chris Sale with his 7-inning shutout, going toe-to-toe with Blake Snell, who's only been shutting out teams as well.
Yes.
The first game of that Braves-Giants series, the Braves sputtering back in a wild card chase for the first time ever. Blake Snell, who's been as good as a pitcher could be over his last 5 games or so. And Chris Sale goes 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, 12 Ks. He is your easy favorite for the Cy Young right now. He caught a nice little line drive back to him. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes.
Watching
he even smiled. That's weird.
He smiled.
It's weird to see Chris Sale smile.
That's when you know you should be scared.
Not about that life, Chris Sale. Don't break character.
2.61 ERA.
Yes.
134 innings pitched. And 35-year-old Chris Sale has 177 punch-outs. Whip under 1.
He's going to win the Cy Young. He is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Whether you like FIP, K per 9, ERA, if you're a wins lad, Chris Sale is leading the National League in all those categories. What does that Braves Foundation do, and how do I get in? I'm ready. Do they have some of those German stem cell stuffs that Kobe used to do in the offseason or something?
What are those called?
No idea.
They're not called. You know what I just watched?
Okay.
Some of the Kobe and stem cells. I watched the Tiger Wood documentary on the way out here.
And?
Awesome. I mean, crazy. He was a...
Did he partake in it?
No.
Okay.
But a lot his dad's running mate at the Naval Golf Course was talking to it. They had a lot of interviews with his dad and stuff. That I knew the story, but I didn't really know the extent of it. I mean, that was a crazy upbringing, dude.
I remember when that came out that I feel like a lot of my buddies had negative things to say about it. I don't know if that's because Tiger wasn't in it.
I would watch it if you're you like to golf.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll just take away. Sorry, just talking golf. When Tiger was a baby, Earl would be in his garage hitting not ground balls. My gosh, that's a baseball guy.
Yeah.
Would be hitting golf balls into a net in the garage, and Tiger, he said he would put him in the high chair and just strap him there, just to watch him, and then he just noticed the intense concentration of Tiger watching him. And he never wanted to leave, so they would feed him in the garage while Earl was hitting golf balls. And he said one day at 10 months old, he took him out. Tiger walked over, grabbed the golf club, and just smoked one.
I don't know.
And now I'm like, dude, should Teddy be taking 1,000 ground balls a day?
Dude, that line in parenting and trying to make your kids good.
It's crazy.
That's a very gray space that I very much don't have.
My take on it, if you want.
If you told Like, what if you told Teddy, hey, every morning before you go to school, you're taking 100 swings off a tee? Is that good parenting or is that an asshole move?
You have to make him love the game first. So, Earl said Tiger just loved the game immediately. Like, I have to make Teddy love baseball, which he does. He's not ready for that yet. Okay. He's not ready to commit that time. Right. When he gets a little bit older, you explain to him if you want to be good in something, you have to work hard.
That's what you need.
It'll change.
Okay. All right. Well, that's again. And standout performance, you never know what you're going to get. Congrats to a lot of guys. It could have went to Austin Wells. Could have went to Dalton Varsho. Yeah. Vladito's been killing it. Nestor, Mike King, Carl Ryan.
All right.
Trev, can we do the best segment of the show? It's brought to us by Corona.
Dirt nasties on FUEGO. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Need it.
Thank you to Corona for sponsoring the best part of the show.
Are we going to have a couple Coronas this weekend?
I've kind of been off the pops,
okay.
But I will have a Corona with you to answer your question. For the series, Juan Soto, how about that?
Yeah.
Obviously. 4 for 8. How many homers? 4. Only 5 runs driven in, though. What's up, Yankees leadoff hitters? 6 runs scored, 7 walks for the 2.7. He recorded his 23rd career multi-homer game and his first career 3-run homer game. The only player with more multi-homer games by age 25 was Hall of Fame slugger, who? Mel Ott.
Ooh.
You know you're good. I know Mel Ott.
Yeah.
Don't know what he looks like. Don't even know his statistics, but I know Mel Ott. That's got to be a cool thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. Go Mel Ott. Love that. You mentioned this guy, Shea Langeliers, 7 for 11, 3 doubles, a homer, 4 runs driven in. He became Oakland's first player to reach base in 10 consecutive plate appearances since Scott Hatteberg from April 9th the 11th,
Mel Ott
2003.
on the screen, and I'm worried about that stance.
It looks like he might be exposed to the outer half just a little bit. Maybe some velo, too.
I think that 100 away might really bother him.
100 up. Jesus was a Carpenter. And Kerry Carpenter is an outfielder / DH for the Detroit Tigers. He went 4 for 12 with 3 homers in the series, 5 runs driven in. He recorded a multi-homer game on Tuesday, his first game back off the IL since May 26. And he said, I'm going to come back with a splash. Never seen Jesus and Kerry Carpenter in the same room. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Think about that. Bring that to your church Sunday.
Jesus is omnipotent.
Oh.
Yes. Cincinnati Red Spencer Steer for the week went 7 for 17, 3 homers, 8 runs driven in, 5 runs scored, 5 walks for the 1.4. Shortstop Jeremy Pena of the Houston Astros, 11 for 25, a double, 3 homers, 5 runs driven in, and a stolen base. J.J. Bleday. Oakland's been playing ball, bro. That's why when people were like, have you seen the records over the last month? How can the Padres and Diamondbacks not be higher on your list? I'm like, dude, should the Oakland A's be the 9th best team?
Right.
Or the 7th best team? No, that's not how it works. It's 162 games.
Great
people.
Counter.
Thank you. Bleday went 9 for 22, a double, 2 homers, 7 runs driven in. He had his first career grand slam on Thursday. So that got him 4 RBIs, and that tied his career high. Snaps for J.J. Bleday. You mentioned William Contreras for 2 weeks. He's been going off. Woo! 16 for 51. That's a 314 AV. 6 doubles, 5 home runs, 13 runs driven in, 12 runs scored for the 1.1. I mentioned this guy, Martin Perez, going against his former team in his last start, but in 3 games started with the Padres, 18 and a third innings pitched, only 11 hits, only 3 walks, 21 Ks, 1.96 ERA, 0.76 whip. Martin Perez, the Padres might be a team of destiny. He recorded 8+ Ks for the first time since August 3rd of 2022. And now, for that guy that just did a little extra. Yeah. He's been doing a little extra. And maybe we should add Emmanuel Clase on this. Yeah. Maybe next episode.
He could be on here literally every episode.
We're going to talk about a different closer, though. Josh Hader is our Corona and Fuego player of the EP. 7 1/3 innings pitched in 7 games, 5 saves, 1 hit, 3 walks, 9 Ks. That's a 0 ERA, people, a .55 whip. He has recorded a franchise record, 26 consecutive saves. Hader has not recorded a blown save since April 2nd versus the Blue Jays. Now, He has had some troubles, as me and Beebs were talking about before the ep, with some tie games, but this guy's a closer. Put me in when the game needs closing. I'll do my job, coach. I promise. Josh Hader is your Corona and Fuego player of the ep.
Great job, Trev. I think we might have had a couple Corona extras with Josh Hader. That spring training house that'll be in the documentary at some point.
I mean, I have such fond memories of that house. Playing golf with Jerry Blevins.
Yeah.
That guy that was trying to flex on us, the neighbor. Remember that?
Yeah.
I flexed back on him a little bit.
Think about him a lot.
Had to. Hey, if you're looking to get some Corona extra, head to ordercorona.com. 21 plus, relax responsibly. It's Corona.
Or go anywhere. Yeah.
I don't know what I have to tell you at this point.
Yum.
Yum is right.
Can use one right now.
Speaking of yum, the worst segment of the show, the IL report, and we're starting to get to the point. Some of these might be for the year. Some of them we're not sure about. Oh, here's an odd one. Chris Bryant.
Don't do that.
He'll go to the IL. AJ Minter in that Atlanta bullpen. Blake Perkins, who'd been really strong in the Milwaukee outfield this year. They'll call up another AI-generated Milwaukee outfielder that plays great defense and might hit one game. Byron Buxton, Trev. Oh, no.
They just need him to rest, and he'd been on not playing for like 4 or 5 days, so they had to do it, essentially.
Yankees trade deadline piece, Jazz Chisholm, still waiting to find out.
Got an update on him. They're avoiding surgery. They expect him back in September.
See you in September. Returning from the IL, we like this. Brian Hudson, mentioned him, Milwaukee's bullpen. Across from Mookie Betts, right fielder, second baseman, wherever you need him. Joe Musgrove, Matt Boyd, Carey, Jesus was a carpenter. Taijuan Walker, Walker Buehler, Michael Harris-Dew, Jose Trevino.
Hey, Hoser.
Okay. Austin Wells. Okay. So there's your IL report, which brings us for the ability to start everyone's weekend.
Awards!
Awards are brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook. 2 outs, bases full, down 3, the crowd on their feet. The drama of baseball is real, and so is the action at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Same game parlays, live betting, odds boost. Maybe do our daily fantasy we do every Tuesday. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code Talkin. New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's code Talkin only at DraftKings. The crown is yours. Trev?
Yes, Jake, I have an award. And this is where the Houston Astros and I share something in common.
Hatred for John Boy.
I personally don't hate John
No,
Boy.
you don't.
Sometimes, blitzball,
I don't think Houston does. Oh.
blitzball battle.
Yeah.
You and John Boy are my arch enemies.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say rivals because you don't rival me. Day one, you do.
Beat you.
Anyways, Houston and I have something in common, and that is we owe thanks to Africa. We do. For me, as many people know, very in love with my wife and her beautiful family, and they all, a lot of them emigrated from Egypt. Olivia's mom came when she was 16. Olivia's grandpa, William, is awesome. And he brought everyone over. Most of them now have settled in Chicago, but they have a huge Egyptian family that's like so fun to be around. And like my family, like on both sides, are really not like that. We don't have like a big family gatherings or anything like that. But on Olivia's side, on the mom's side, they do. And I'm like so thankful. The Egyptians have welcomed me in with, open arms. They're so fun. They love America. So I thank Africa quite often for giving us Magda, who came over and created Olivia, and now I'm very happy with that.
Right.
Now the Astros, you're saying, well, why are they thankful? What's up with that? Well, how about Taylor Scott? South African. You talk about finding diamonds in the rough. My goodness. This guy has been incredible. Jake, I'm just going to read you some stats.
Okay.
And not from this year. Taylor Scott South African, by the way. I guess I need to
Right.
say that. Came over in high school because his parents noticed he had some ability in the baseball world, and they knew that South Africa's baseball schooling, coaching
Not known
great.
for their baseball.
You got to send him over to the States. So they did. He actually went to Notre Dame Prep in Scottsdale, Arizona. That's very much a hotbed for baseball. So they're kind of, hey, throwing you to the wolves a little bit, right?
Welcome to Scottsdale.
Also, by the way,
6'3" South African guy.
yeah, he was doing well.
Welcome to Scottsdale.
So here's some numbers on him.
Sure.
Originally, his first big league team came over with Seattle, had a 9.39. Then he went over to Baltimore, had an 18.69. Then he's like, "No, what? This isn't going to do it for me. I'm going to go to Japan."
No thanks.
2 years played in Japan, 20 and 21. Comes back to the Padres, 2022. 8 games, 12 innings pitched, a 6.75. 2023, he pitched for the Dodgers and Boston and Oakland. And in 18 games and 17 and 2/3 innings, he had a 5.6. So things just weren't working out for Taylor Scott. They just weren't. And I guess credit to him and for the perseverance. But he comes to the Astros this year, Jake. He's been in 52 games already, okay? 52 games, 56 and 2/3 innings pitched. So I believe at now he's pitched more this year than he ever had in his previous stints in the big leagues. In just this 1 year, he's got a 1.75. And you're like, okay, how does that happen? What's the devil magic? Do you know what they did?
What's that?
They just said, hey, your four-seam fastball is really good, so why don't you throw it? Last year, Jake, he threw it 8.9% of the time. This year, he's thrown it 47.4% of the time. It's got an 11 run value. The changeup's been good. The slider's been good. Everything's been working for this guy, and it was simply, let's just change the repertoire up a little bit. He's funky. He's got one of the lowest extension rates in baseball. He's got the sidearm whippy. The fastball goes like this.
The Story Alley ball.
It goes like that. Now, it doesn't really go up, but it seems like it goes
Paul
up.
Seawald, would that be a comp?
More.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's got that ride. The changeup is almost some cut action on it. Sweepy slider. But they have found this guy and added him, and he's just pitched huge innings for them. And again, when you're the Astros and you find Ronel Blanco and you get a guy like Taylor Scott, of course you're going to be in it by the end of the year. So I wanted to give a shout out to this guy. Wanted to give a shout out to Africa for a couple things that I love, and one of them being a reliever coming out of nowhere and dominating the big leagues. And all he had to do, what were these other teams thinking, Jake?
Right.
All they had to do is say, throw your four-seam fastball more. Taylor Scott, 1.75 on the year. What a freaking stud.
Would love to know a little more. When does that confidence kick in? Personality-wise, has he always been confident, or did he get a little bit of that, wait, I'm actually starting to get guys out, so now you're feeling good about yourself? Because his career until that point hadn't been that.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm just thinking Australians, and they have uber confidence, as you know. But I don't know if it's the same way with South Africans. I don't know.
Gotta ask, who's Calvin Savage?
Oh, yeah, he's confident.
He's confident.
But, so confident that he's humble.
That's that sweet spot.
Sweet spot.
That's that sweet spot, people.
And as Bieber's pointed out, really his only Achilles heel this year has been the Yanks. Take away the Yanks, this guy might have a 0.
Oops.
So, hey, mark that down for when the Yanks have to go into Houston.
Don't even say those words.
Taylor Scott, hey, what's up, dog?
What's up, dog? Congrats on getting Trevor Plouffe's award. My award.
Olivia and her family.
And Trev's beautiful family. Man, I messed around with some names. I was going to give this the Bonds to the other guys award. I was going to call this the Corona Extra Award.
What does the Bonds to the other guy award mean?
So, Barry Bonds has 7 MVPs.
Okay.
After that,
okay, now I get
there's a group of guys with 3 MVPs. It's Albert Pujols, it's Trout, it's Michael Jack Schmidt, Mantle, Yogi, Campanella, Musial, DiMaggio, Fox. All the big names.
Jimmy.
MVPs.
Yeah.
The Brewers this year have run away with the Central. We've said Brewers magic. Yelich. Oh, okay. Yelich's back. He's carrying the team. Oh, okay. We need to talk about the Contreras bros, Mo. Chirrio is a stud. That everyone can pitch for them. Not everyone can pitch like Devin Williams.
No, they can't. I don't think anybody can, actually.
No. literally nobody does. Uncle Scrooge coming out. And, man, the drama of baseball, you heard that in the DraftKings read. Here comes Devin Williams, who's back for the Brew Crew. Locking into gear. Missed most of this season. Coming up for the Dodgers. Shohei Mookie Freddie. MVP row. Devin Williams comes out and so there's a little bit of Milwaukee's Milwaukee. I love the good people in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I think there's something funny to the fact that Milwaukee's offense is now being led by two Venezuelan guys.
Love that.
With a lot of sex appeal. Willie Adames. I mean, Latin Milwaukee's popping off.
I just watched on the plane ride here, also, besides the Tiger Woods documentary, Top Chef, Wisconsin. It's hot in the streets right now.
Devin Williams comes out, and he's got the earrings going. Devin Williams has that swag meter up, and he came in, Ohtani, second pitch flyout. First pitch was a changeup in the zone that he swung right over.
Mm-hmm.
Ohtani sitting fastball. He strikes out Mookie Betts on 3 fastballs.
Mm-hmm.
You want that changeup? No thanks. Couple friendly calls from the ump.
Okay.
But he ran back the same pitch. The first one got called a strike, so Devin Williams said, all right, I'm going to do that again. And then he gets Freddie, 2-pitch ground out. 7 pitches, 1-run game, 3 MVPs out the window. Some of these contenders coming up, we're going to talk about their bullpen formula, my Yanks, the Orioles, the Phillies. Like there's a few teams at their back end. There's going to be some questions come October. Milwaukee, if they need the big outs, if they need 6 of them, if they need 3 MVPs to go down in 7 pitches, man, Devin Williams, dude, if that offense is doing enough and the ball gets to him this October, like it could be finally that Milwaukee October we've daydreamed about for a little bit.
Okay.
Let's get it to him because he's disgusting.
Would have liked to bat for Milwaukee at the deadline. Would have liked that for them. Would have helped out in your October dream, your vision board for Milwaukee. But yes, I mean, they have a formula. We talk about that. Devin Williams, by the way, throwing more four-seam fastballs this year. It's never happened in his career. Last year, 40% fastballs, 60% changeups. This year, it's the opposite. 36% changeups, 63% fastballs. It's only 95 pitches so far. But
you got to sit on that changeup.
The Brewers zig when everybody else is zagging. Fastball's dead. Off-speed usage is up. No. Let's go 4 seams again. I love it. I love Devin Williams. Watching him pitch is nasty. They have this new kick change, spike change that everyone's throwing. And Devin Williams is like, no, I'll just pronate
more than anyone
could ever do.
Go search the world. Go search South Africa. No one pronates like this.
I don't know.
Yeah, those cricket guys, actually.
They can really... India, that's the hotbed for pronation.
I haven't thought about this statement, but teams that could be this year's Diamondbacks, I'd say 1, the Diamondbacks, because they still are
that's
them.
That's a good one.
I think Brewers would be number 2 on the list. Like
this year's Diamondbacks meaning they shock the world, go to the World Series.
Like
get hot.
October, just like it comes together.
They don't have maybe a Christian Walker. I guess Reese. Be quick.
You tell me Reese can't be Christian
You're right.
Walker
You're right. I like the comparison.
I don't know.
I like it. Gosh, I love Reese Hoskins so much.
Early guest. Go check out that episode. Trev, we got our work day.
Beebs, hit the music.
Just started. You recorded baseball today. We did Talkin' Baseball. We're heading over Fanatics Fest.
I used to dance like this.
Just in the club.
Jake sucks.
Kind of feeling it.
Yeah, you feel yourself.
Literally feeling it.
How many Jake Sucks are we going to get today at Fanatics Fest?
Chain today.
You didn't wear your chain?
Kind of broke.
What? This is such like the F-boy look right now. Like solid tee,
That hat.
little gold chain, this hat. I feel like Morgan Wallen a little bit.
No way.
Two superstars.
Our last night.